coming up on At Your Leisure.
I'm Scott.
I'm Brett.
And I'm Chad. Today we are going to show you the best fall leaves in Utah.
I'm Will Oxley, and even though the seasons are changing, I'm going to show you an unexpected place with natural beauty and history.
I'm Stephen Human, and I'm going to take you for a ride in a powerful new machine in Sand Hollow.
You know what? The natural beauty, these brilliant colors, reds, yellows, oranges, greens. I think it's fall here in Salt Lake. Hey, welcome to At Your Leisure, everybody. I'm Scott Huntsman.
And I'm tail gunner Brett Hermansen.
And I'm Chad Booth, the three amigos. Okay, but that means one of us has to be Chevy Chase.
Well, apparently it's me.
Everyone's looking at me. I don't know.
Well, I've got the scratch bike, so
yeah,
you
there
know,
you go. Yeah.
I'm the one.
Anyway, we're right approaching the peak of colors out in the mountains of Utah, so we decided we were going to just blow everything off today and take a ride. And it's a heck of a route. It's one of my favorite trips, but you guys haven't been on all of it, right?
No, I haven't. I've been on pieces of it, but not all of this ride.
Right.
Yeah.
I've got it in my Google Maps, and I'm going to follow.
Well, good. Then I'm following too. Holy smokes, man. He's lit. Oh,
yeah, he likes
he did
me.
you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, it's fall here. The bugs are out.
Yeah.
That's right. Anyway, this is a great trip. It's a full day. It's about 5 hours of driving, 7 hours by the time you stop and take in all the scenery. We're going to get to it. We're going to share the itinerary with you when we're done. Let's find out about this route.
Today has been a good day. Today was a great ride. We started out saying we're going to go check out the autumn colors today. Knew that we were going to go up Emigration Canyon. I love that ride. I love the ride going past East Canyon Reservoir, down into Morgan. It's just all beautiful to me. I just love riding the motorcycle. It feels good.
The trip as it was laid out goes up over Emigration Canyon, over to East Canyon, crosses Trapper Loop, goes over the top of Monte Cristo, comes out at Woodruff, and works back down the Mirror Lake Highway. Just after you come to the big overlook and you drop down pretty quick. I think those are my favorite parts of the trip. You know, it's this, you get into a rhythm, and those rhythm turns are just what makes biking so fun.
You know, it was all great. Once you get up into the mountains, I just love just riding along on when you don't have stoplights and just nice curvy roads, that's the best. That's what I love, just getting up in the mountains. I love this Mirror Lake Highway. You know, really about this time, maybe a little bit before, this time is the most beautiful. It starts getting a little cold, but you know, that's what you have heated seats and heated grips for.
We just like to ride the feel, the sound. You know, it doesn't matter what's going on in your day. Jump on the motorcycle and go for a nice ride, and anything that's bothering you is out the window.
You know, today has been just full of perfect sights, but I think my favorite thing about this trip is these little teeny tiny lakes and even little ponds like this.
Oh yeah.
They're all great.
Yeah, they're a little nostalgic for me.
Yep, I love it all. The pines, the rocks, the leaves, it's all beautiful up here.
Brings me back to the times when I was just a little kid.
Yeah.
My folks would bring me up here.
Yeah, I think we all have that heritage.
Yes, exactly, especially since we're from Utah, right?
Exactly.
I think it's absolutely awesome. Well, I think what you guys need to do is go check out this week's Where To.
Southern Utah is known for its red rocks, but like most of the state, you're never too far away from the mountains. Even though the summer season is over, there's still plenty of fun to be had within the boundaries of the Dixie National Forest.
Where we're at is Navajo Lake. We're about 30 miles from Cedar City, 30 miles away, and look what you get to look at. Navajo Lake Lodge here opened back in 1927. Why they found and built it here, that's a spring that runs constant year-round right here. doctor out of Chicago, had come up, found the place, and yeah, he used to bring up people from Chicago back in the day, train them in here, and then horse and buggy them up the mountain. And then these 2 cabins back here were the original, so you had the store and cabin 1 and 2, the original. And then through the years and different ownership, there was 11 more cabins built, and they were all completed in 1961.
The summer crowds have gone, and the fall colors have revealed themselves in spectacular fashion. It's the perfect time to take a trip before the snow begins to fall. While the boats are off the lake for the season, it still makes for a great destination.
Kind of a quick camp and pass through mostly.
We're adventuring through. So it's kind of like, oh, this is cool, we'll stop here. And so we've kind of gone Brian Head, then Duck Creek, Mammoth, and now here. So we're just adventuring through the circle. It's beautiful. The fall leaves are amazing. It's so pretty.
I'm doing a little fishing, and we've been doing some hiking and checking things out, sightseeing.
Great fishing. It's a stock lake with splake trout, rainbow trout, tiger trout, cutthroat trout. A lot of hiking, a lot of trails everywhere.
Utah is world famous for its unique geology, and the area around Navajo Lake in the Dixie National Forest is no exception.
There's 7 springs that feed it. The reason why they built the dam in the early 30s, because on the other side of that, there is a lava tube. Without that dam there, this would completely drain out into that lava tube, goes out to Cascade Falls, and then all the way down through Duck Creek.
The lava is just amazing mixed with the leaves and stuff.
The lava flows are some of the youngest in Utah. They sprung from underground vents and have given the area a unique geological footprint, which includes cinder cones, lava tubes, sinkholes, and caves. Even though it will be months before Navajo Lake Lodge opens for the season, it's never too early to think about next year's vacation.
Our season runs Memorial Day weekend through the end of September. Up here, we do a lot of family reunions because there's 2 things that aren't here, is Wi-Fi and cell service. We have 11 rental cabins on property. Everything is in them, from bed linen, bath towels, kitchen utensils, pots, pans, silverware. Only thing that's not in them is the refrigerator. But everything else is there. The general store, we got ice and all kinds of snacks and grocery items. You have some dates in mind, you have a cabin in mind, and I try to get you in.
So it's nice right now because it's not crowded at all. This is great. This is a great time to be up here.
I think any time is good because when you're going up through all the areas, they've got snowmobiling, they've got ATVing, they've got fishing, so I don't really know which time would be best because I think it would all be cool because I think this place would be incredible in the winter.
Fall, winter, spring, or summer, each season brings something unique to enjoy. With this week's Where To, I'm Will Oxley.
Where is Aurora, Utah? That's a good question. But here's a better one. Why should Aurora, Utah be your next destination? Some people will ask, where can I go on my next adventure? A better question is, how far can I go on my next adventure? In Aurora, the answer is as far as your gas tank will take you. Aurora, all 570 in the heart of central Utah. Aurora, Utah, where the good old days are brand new.
It's here. Join us for the 4th annual Rally in Bullfrog Valley at the Chickaboo Lodge. It's an adventure that's millions of years in the making. Prizes for the most dynamite machine. Guided rides. Great food. November 4th, 5th, and 6th. Register today at northlakepowell.com.
When you're ready for adventure, fuel your machine with Clear 91. Fuel for performance, fuel for adventure, and fuel for the long haul. Ethanol-free, 91 octane. Fill up with Clear 91. Only available at Eagles Landing. With you for the long haul.
Hello everyone, I'm Brett Pennyfather. I'm a field producer for At Your Leisure, and for this week's What's New, I thought I'd share some hints and tips on composition. This is a method we can use to try and improve the images that we're taking in the outdoors. There's just some simple rules, some of them are meant to be broken, that we can apply to our phones, action cameras, even drones, that will help to make our compositions that little bit more interesting for people to look at, and we can even try and control and direct our viewers' eyes to the subjects that we want to be seen in the images we're making. Whether this is for video or photography, these kind of tips and tricks can be applied to any of those. One of the most common and easy to apply composition techniques is the rule of thirds. By placing your subject off center, it renders a more natural looking image. You can also use an empty space in the image to help tell your story, depending which direction the subject is facing. It is helpful to turn on the grid function of your phone or camera as a guide for this technique. It also helps to keep your horizons straight. Next is to simplify your images. Keep the focus on your subject and eliminate distractions. Be aware of what you have in your frame, and shooting with a wide open aperture can help to create a blurry background, isolating your subject. If you can fill in the entire frame, this allows you to focus exclusively on your subject and show details that would sometimes not be obvious to the naked eye. It's a good idea to plan the orientation of your shot. I shoot mostly for TV, so I am filming horizontally most of the time. Social media has shown preference to vertical, but you may find that some images suit a particular orientation better. By using frames we find in the field, we can direct the viewer's attention to our subject. Use color and contrast strategically. Keep in mind light and shadows, as well as the elements to create a mood to your images. Shapes and leading lines direct the attention of the viewer to where you want them to look. Roads, rivers, and even shapes on rocks can be useful. Balance can be an asset, whether it's symmetrical, asymmetrical, or unbalanced, can create a certain feeling to your images. An unusual point of view. Don't be hesitant to get high or low to help tell your story. Some subjects look way more immersive if you shoot at eye level or below eye level. I hope you found that helpful. We're definitely looking forward to seeing some of your images shared with us on our social media pages. There'll be more at your leisure in just a minute.
Expecting a little snow this winter? Then you need a Honda snowblower with fingertip steering controls, electric joystick shoot control, convenient one-lever speed and direction control, a super bright LED headlight. All this and backed by Honda's legendary reliability and a 3-year warranty. See your Honda Power equipment dealer or visit online. Honda snowblowers. Very smart.
Wondering where your next OHV adventure will take you? Outsiders Utah has your answer with downloadable GPS routes, ride times, distance, local amenities, and other details. 360 street views of the trails that let you explore before you go, and more. Eliminate the guesswork and uncertainty and find a trail you'll love. Visit outsidersutah.com and see the trail before you ride the trail.
Daggett, the sparsest populated county in Utah, is full of adventure. Seemingly endless territory, where after a few twists and turns, you can find yourself in a land that feels untouched by time. From desert to mountains and everything in between, Daggett County offers a picture-perfect experience for the modern explorer. It's what you find at the end of your adventure.
At Your Leisure has a long-standing reputation and a large, loyal audience of adventurers in the outdoors. Although we're excited to continue to grow and enjoy the shared success of our longtime sponsors, we have space for more. And if you have a brand that would benefit from the 2 decades of goodwill that we've built, contact us at ayltv.com and let us amplify your voice above the competition.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. Here we are on the bikes at Mirror Lake, right next to the highway named after Mirror Lake.
Mirror Lake. Boy, amazing how you got that all put together.
I put it together all on my own.
It all came together, you know. What a great ride today.
It is.
I mean, this is awesome. Anybody that rides gets it. You know, we get it. I could get away from my shop. I'll come and do this any day of the week. Let me tell you. Blood pressure's back. Exactly. Yeah, you know.
I think my blood pressure's down about 3 points.
It probably
maybe
is.
5.
Yeah, exactly.
You should get the cuff out and check it because, man, when you have the weather, it's not too hot.
No.
It's not too cold. It's just, you got the warmth of the sun and the shadows darting across there. Fortunately, it's not deer yet. Yeah. But, you know, if we tarry too long, that will be a problem.
Yes.
Might be, yep.
Yeah, wonderful day, though. Great day.
You know, each of us has our own tale of how we got into riding bikes, and each of us has our own reasons for sticking with it.
Well, we had a motorcycle when I was a kid, but I didn't do too much then. Mainly when I went in the military, my friends all got together. We lived out east and we loved to go through New Hampshire, Vermont. We'd get on the motorcycles and just take off. And I had 2 motorcycles when I was in the Coast Guard. I always wanted a Goldwing though, and I finally got one. Now that I have enough money to afford one, I finally got my Goldwing.
I think my dad was afraid, because I was interested in theater as a kid, that I wasn't going to be manly enough. So he bought a couple of motorcycles. They were Italian imports. They were Benelli's, actually a really good bike. I'm sure his vision was that we were going to go riding together. But usually I would sneak it out of the house and just go right around the neighborhood.
It was one of my childhood friends that showed me how to ride a motorcycle the very first time. Once I got on there and I figured out how to work the clutch and shift it, it was freedom for me. It was open air freedom. So it all started out with dirt bikes. My very first motorcycle was a 125 Suzuki. I rode that over so many dirt roads. I just loved every minute of it. Then I moved into an RM250 motocross bike. Started to learn to jump and wheelie and everything else until I wrecked it once really good and didn't break any bones, but I decided I better, you know, take a different path. And then I moved into road bikes.
I guess the best advice I've ever heard, when I first started riding, we had to take a safety course in order to ride our motorcycles on the base. And they said, ride that motorcycle like you're invisible, because you are to everyone else. And that's probably the best advice you can give. You know, just be careful. Don't buy a bike too big for your, you know, what you can handle. Start out small and work your way up.
So guys, one last thing. How long do you plan to ride? Till you're how old?
I hope it's still my last breath myself. I don't want to give it up. It feels too good. I mean, this is just relaxation beyond any other comprehension.
I think as long as I can throw my leg up over the seat. There you go.
I can just be lifted. As long as I can hold the bike up, I'm going to ride.
Yeah, I might end up with a 3-wheeler in the latter days, but for now it's 2 wheels.
Not sure I'll go that far, Brett, but close.
Yep.
Well, as long as I could still afford to put gas in it, how about that?
Fair enough.
Well, speaking of down the road from here, let's go check out the Along the Way.
The sun is beating down on Sand Hollow, and the 7th annual Trail Heroes Side-by-Side Rally is in full swing. The week-long event gives consumers and industry insiders the opportunity to test drive new machines, put them through their paces, and experience exactly what these wonders of engineering are capable of.
We're focused on our RZR lineup here, and specifically the Pro R and Turbo R, 2 new models launched last year, 74 inches wide, highest performance side-by-sides ever created, perfect for sand hollow, perfect for rock crawling, perfect for dune riding, and we're going to give a lot of people an opportunity to ride them for the first time today and demo them, and I think they're going to be quite happy with it.
Taking the berms and the sand and the whoops at full throttle and knowing the machine can handle it is extremely fun. Anybody who hasn't experienced it needs to give it a go. This is a great place to test the durability of a machine and the performance. So you'll have the durability side here in the rocks, see how strong the suspension is, and then you have the sand, which kind of is a way to showcase the power of each machine. Steep obstacles, big hill climbs, and then the backdrop as far as the view goes with the water over there.
The amount of technology and engineering that goes into the development of new side-by-sides is staggering, and the terrain of southern Utah is the ideal place not only to evaluate performance, but to simply enjoy the ride.
There's so many beautiful locations in Utah to ride that it's one of our favorites. We have engineers out here, we have product developers, we have our product training team. We really strive to have the people that are creating vehicles and building them at these events so that consumers, when they have questions, they can go right to the source. And we get a lot of really good feedback from that as well. So I think a lot of it is being on the ground and really being connected to the community.
That continuous dialogue between manufacturer and consumer fuels the innovation and evolution of an industry that refuses to accept the status quo. Always growing, always changing, and always delivering more.
Something different about this is it has rebound on the suspension, which they've always had a portion of that previously, but this year you get both the compression and the rebound on the suspension, so it's kind of dampening that ride for you in both ways, which makes the ride, in a sense, twice as smooth.
Well, the Pro R is a 4-cylinder motor, 4-cylinder naturally aspirated motor, 225 horsepower, very durable, very strong, very powerful.
At Jorgensen's, we carry a lot of brands. We've got Polaris's in stock right now, the Pro R, and lots of other models as well. So if somebody was interested, they could just reach out to anybody at Jorgensen's in Richfield. The number is 435-896-6408. Just ask for the sales team. We're fair, we treat people right, and we'll take care of anybody who gives us a ring.
The beauty of off-road recreation is the wide range of experiences to enjoy. You can have it your way, whether you want to crawl over rocks, cruise down the trail, or rocket over the dunes.
Side-by-sides give you that thrill, but you also can bring your family along, bring your friends along. It's a very social experience. And you have a community of people that is really friendly, really welcoming, is out to have a good time and have a safe time. And we're just trying to be part of this off-road community and support it as much as possible.
For this week's Along the Way, I'm Stephen Heumann.
Unexplored. Does it mean riding the same trails as everyone else? Fishing the same lakes? Stopping at the same views? No. Unexplored is so much more. To find it, you need to get off the beaten path. In the northeast corner of Utah, you and your family can still find a land that's unexplored. The shores of Flaming Gorge are only the beginning of a family adventure in Daggett County. Daggett County, Utah. It's what you find at the end of your adventure.
The Polaris 2023s are coming to Stedman's Recreation in Tooele. Take a family adventure with the General, the world's most comfortable and powerful crossover machine. Kick up the sand in a RZR, off-road's most thrilling performance side-by-side. Discover the freedom and unstoppable performance of the legendary Sportsman ATV. Get more done on the ranch or the hunt with Ranger, the hardest working, smoothest riding UTV. Elevate your outdoor adventures with Polaris and Stedman's Recreation in Tooele. Ride hard, play hard.
Everybody always talks about the good old days when the grass was greener, the air was clearer, and adventure could be found in any direction. Well, the good old days are still here. You just need to know where to look. In Aurora, Utah, you can find everything you want out of life. Limitless OHV access, views that ignite the imagination, and destinations that remind you how the good old days are closer than you thought. Aurora, Utah, where the good old days are brand new.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure, making our way around the fall color loop of the Mirror Lake Highway. Where are we at, Brett?
This is Provo River Falls, right next to the Mirror Lake Highway, by the way.
Well, then how come it's not called the Provo River Drive?
I don't know. Maybe down here it is.
You know, it's interesting. From the Uintas, the Weber River runs, and so does the Provo. So they go very different directions.
Yeah.
But they all end up in the same place.
Utah Lake, isn't it?
No, well, the Great Salt Lake.
Oh, well, one of them lakes, I don't know.
It's beautiful, though.
It is.
It is.
It's beautiful. I mean, you know, yeah, we don't have very much water coming down as a, you know,
Yeah, we got just
normal.
kind of a trickle today.
Yeah.
Normally it fills up that whole thing.
It's all right. Still works for me.
But this is really cool.
You get the sound, the ambiance.
Yes.
That's true. There's a lot of ambiance coming your way over the next few days. Take a look at next week's show.
Next week, Chad and Ree are joining the folks from Ride Utah as they throw down the gauntlet on the Soapstone Basin Trail.
Then, we're getting back in the world of the full-size vehicles as we join the Lone Peak 4x4 Club for a magnificent day of riding on the Mona Pole Trail.
Finally, we're joining the folks from Disabled Sportsmen who are working in conjunction with Range Valley Ranch to help one young man's dreams come true. Now let's take a look at our contest winner.
This week's contest winner was submitted to us via email from Margie Williams, and it looks like Margie is the lucky winner of a Clearly Tough windshield for her rig.
Clearly Tough offers the strongest windshields on the market. Visit clearlytough.com for more information.
Congratulations, Margie, and be sure to call us on Monday at 801-947-8888 to claim your prize.
Hey, you know, it looks like there's a lot of good stuff coming here on At Your Leisure.
That's true, and you can check it out. You can go AYL 24/7. That way you can get all the behind-the-scenes stuff. You can go to AYLTV.com, check out our blog, find out what we've been doing, watch this show again, or go to our social media channels. You don't ever have to spend a day without AYL.
Right.
There's a lot of content on that behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's true.
It might even get a little bit more today.
In fact, half of our takes today are going to be behind the scenes because we can't put them on TV.
Yep.
Anyway, you know, we do need to get going. We've proven today, once again, that there is adventure around every bend.
Just got to get out there and find it.
At your leisure. Now, before the shadows jumping out of the trees at us, we need to get going because soon it's going to be deer.
That's right. Yep. Yeah, let's hit it.